Hey there, welcome to my Amish neighbors. Today we're going to talk about 7 lighting sources that the Amish have for lighting their homes. I know that many of you think they live in the dark ages and they don't have any electricity and they don't have any light, but they find other ways to have light. And I'm going to share 7 different sources that they use to have light in their home. I do want to share that 7th way is going to be totally unexpected. So hang around, watch all 7 different ways. Maybe guess before you watch and see if you can come up with them. And like I said, number 7 is going to really surprise you. It surprised me as well. And as usual, don't forget to subscribe. Give me a thumbs up when we're done if you like what you see, and come back. And let's go ahead and jump in. All right, let's start with number 1. One of the ways that the Amish use to have a source to put lighting in their house is by using propane or natural gas. Now around here, from who I've talked to, that most of them will use the propane because propane can be bought. You can refill the tank. So it's more of a commodity that you go buy and you have control over how much you own. When you use the natural gas, it's going to come in. You've got to pay a gas bill just like the electric. So our old order Amish in our area tend to go more with the propane as opposed to the gas. So again, it depends on what area you're in. You can see by some of these pictures, you can bring that small tank of propane right into the house. They make furniture with lighting. It has like a nightstand. You can put that propane tank right in there, have it right by your bedside, turn on the light, or put it in the refrigerator, or not the refrigerator, put it in your living room so that it's right there. I've also seen down at the general store, now they haven't had them lately, but I've seen where they have propane lights that you can wheel around. And I've always told my husband we need to get one of those and just have it as a backup source because a couple times our electric went out, we had no light, and that would have been great just to kind of wheel it in and put that wheeling light wherever you wanted it. But propane, very popular. Number 2 is kerosene. Now, kerosene can be a little bit more dangerous, a little bit riskier to use, but there are families that have opted to use kerosene, and you can still buy kerosene lamps at your Walmart or whatever. You just pour the kerosene into the lamp, light it, and there it goes, and it works. Now, you can have a table kerosene lamp, or you can hang them from the wall. But again, you have to be really careful because you do have a live flame, and if it gets knocked over, it could start. Number 3 is becoming very popular, battery-operated lamps and lights. And again, you can buy them. The Amish have their own stores that they can buy all of these supplies from, and here's some pictures that you can see here. There's different lamps, lights, and they're all battery operated. Now you might say, well, how do they keep the batteries running? One, you can buy the batteries, or they might have a solar powered shed behind their house where they will charge their batteries. So both ways. Or they may have a neighbor that they can just take them over to their barn and plug them in there. Again, it depends on the rules of their church. Many of them will plug their phones in and charge them in their neighbor's barn. That's very popular. And the 4th one I have seen a lot here, it's skylights. I have not seen them in people's homes, but we have a bakery here, we have a general store, and when you go into the store, you can see the skylights up in the ceiling to let lots of light in during the day. Number 5, now I just did a video about this, all the uses for diesel engines. So number 5, they can use diesel or gas engines to power up their lighting system that they have in their house. Diesel and gas engines can be used to power up lots of different things. They come in lots of different sizes, and that is a way that they can bring light into their home. Number 6, getting very popular. Many houses in the Amish community, you will start seeing solar panels on the house, and that will give them lighting in their house. Now you might say, well, how do they do that? They can use electrical wires, and they can use that system. It's the source of the power. They try to stay away from the electrical grid so that they're not dependent on it. For instance, I was just saying, my husband and I, our electric went out the other day. We were dependent on that. We didn't have a backup source except a flashlight. They don't have to worry about it. If the electric goes out from the grid, they still have their source of power in their house. So if they have a solar panel, they've got batteries that are charged by the solar panel, and then they can have that whole electrical, all the wires and everything for electricity ran throughout the house, but it's powered by solar. And last but not least, I told you would be very surprised about this. I am, but I'm not. Here, the old order Amish do not use this source, but I will tell you how they use it. But number 7 is being hooked up to the electrical grid. You're going to have your more progressive groups decide, you know what? let's throw in the towel and we're just going to hook up because we're tired of making it so hard on ourselves. Or maybe they live in larger communities and it's just easier to do it. I don't know why, but maybe only 1% of the Amish will do that. Not very many. It's just something that your more progressive groups may start doing. Now here, our source, Old Order Amish Friend, has said that if somebody in their church buys a house and it was bought from the English and there's already electricity in the house, they have 1 year to convert the house away from being on the grid. So they allow them to use the electricity for lighting, but they have 1 year to get rid of it. So I thought that was kind of nice because it's kind of hard if you move into a house that already has it all wired up and it's there. It's kind of hard to try to convert everything. So they do have that permission for 1 year. Hope that was helpful. Kind of cool, the different ways that they use electricity. It is definitely something we can learn from them, especially if your electric goes out. Maybe you can have one of those backup sources ready and live a little bit like the Amish.